Hi there, I'm going to my review for Leave No Trace. So Leave No Trace is a new American indie film that's coming out and is a real success of a film. It's a fantastic film. It's made by Debra, Granik, who's best known for making Winter's Bone, which is another fantastic indie film. Another one that deals with the same sort of ideas in a way. It deals with people in America who are often forgot about, people on the outside of society, on the fringes, people who are not in the mainstream, or life not in the mainstream given to us by movies or by typical stories told in Hollywood or in the media. So this film follows a father and daughter who live kind of off the grid. They live in a tent, they're homeless, they live in nature, they live in the woods, they live by themselves, and then society intersects with them, and then they end up on this little story of sort of discovery and trying to work out quite where they fit into the world. It's an interesting little story, and it's a very nice and small key one. What makes Leave No Trace really great is that it's a really emotional film, one that really pins down its emotional underpinnings. It really gets to the core of the characters. The characters here are very conflicted. The father figure, played fantastically by Ben Foster, is a man with PTSD, he's a man who's suffering, and his internal conflict really comes through even though he barely speaks, and the film is all about the lack of dialogue. It's about the way the characters interact, it's about the way they look, it's about the way their eyes well up or the way that their eyes close, it's about the way that they stare at each other. It's told so much through the looks of the characters and how they know what each other's thinking without ever needing to say it. It's such a deeply personal movie to those characters, and they feel really genuine. The daughter character is played by a newcomer, Thomasin McKenzie, and she is fantastic. She's really a fantastic actress, and she really is fantastic here playing the daughter, and she brings a lot of layers of depth to it as she equally matches the much more experienced Ben Foster in this film. They are two powerhouse performances in this very small movie. This is a film which is very much raw and naturalistic. The cinematography here feels very homely, although it captures nature and it captures these fantastic landscapes, and it has lots of nice close-ups of leaves and branches and trees. It's very much a film which feels like it's trying to make a home for its characters. It's not just trying to capture the images, it's trying to really make them something lived in. It's a film which is so delicately placed and so carefully precise. It makes all of its characters feel really worthwhile, people to invest in. It's a film which just really is touching. It shows how people can be affected by the little things in life and how people can struggle to live in this complicated world. It's a film which shows people trying to find their place and ultimately learning whether to accept that they're not going to fit in or accepting that they're going to have to try to fit in. It's about trying to find those moments of balance between being who you want to be and fitting in with the world. It's a film about the characters learning to grow and learning to let other people grow. It's about these little moments, and it's such a delicate work. It's one of those films that I've really just embraced. I didn't expect much from this. I saw this thinking, well, I've got some time to kill, this is going to be a little indie movie, maybe this will be worthwhile, and it really blew me away. It was really sweet and perfectly placed and very well timed. It's just a film that just feels right. It feels right by its characters, it feels right by its setting, it feels right by the sort of movie it wants to be. It just wants to tell this nice, sweet story. It's not trying to do much more than that. And although it probably has a couple of moments which don't quite work, as a whole it's a very naturalistic and very interesting inflection on this sort of world of characters that we just don't see in cinema very often. And this is kind of a good extension of the kind of movies that the American indie scene's been throwing out for a few years now. Films like Beast of the Southern Wild and The Florida Project are kind of similarly social realist American films, which is a genre America has not really adopted in its cinema. So Leave No Trace to me is just a great film and one of the very sort of best of the year that I've seen thus far, and I think it's a fantastic work and well worth checking out. So that's what I think of Leave No Trace. Have you seen Leave No Trace? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have, please leave me a comment. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to hear more of my reviews and subscribe, if you want to read more of my reviews, you can follow me on Letterboxd or on Twitter, links in the description. Thank you for watching, and Leave No Trace, it's a great film.